Hi guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Before we get started, just wanted to give a really fast update. I have been traveling around a little bit and I was able to see a new oncologist who was really wonderful and was able to finally establish sort of everything that needs to be figured out to begin a treatment plan for my cancer. And so the good news is I'll be able to start that really soon. So the only reason I wanted to let you know is just because potentially there could be times when my posting is just a little bit sporadic. So if there are small periods where I may be not as active posting, I promise that I will be back. I don't foresee any big gaps, but if for any reason there are just times when I'm a little bit too sick or a little bit too worn out to get as much content up as I'd like, I'm so appreciative of your patience. You've all been so supportive and understanding. It means very, very much to me and to my family, and it is such a pleasure to be here with you. It brightens up my life, so thank you. And let's talk about House Flipper. Now, if you would ask me what my favorite game in the last few years has been, I would probably say Ghost of Tsushima was probably the game I just got the most enjoyment out of. Highly recommend it if you like stealth games, if you like RPGs. It's just so good. There have been a lot of games I've loved. I had so much fun playing Diablo, and I played a lot of Diablo 4. I played some Baldur's Gate was really nice. I even enjoyed Starfield a lot. I know it was more divisive. There have been so many games. I'm kind of a sucker for strategy games, so there have been a couple of really fun Fire Emblem games, and I could go on and on, but the game I've played the most, put the most hours into, is House Flipper, which, if you haven't played it, highly recommend. So much fun. It's really just that. It is taking dilapidated, moldering houses and making them great. Now, the first House Flipper has been around for quite some time, and I would recommend it because there have been many packages of DLC, many updates, and so there are just so many chances for you to be creative with decor and with design and construction and renovation and all of those good things. House Flipper 2 is relatively recent, and so it still doesn't have quite as much stuff in it. However, I have been enjoying it, and I thought that it would be fun to just take you through one of my projects I'm working on from beginning to end. So I thought we could choose the project together, and you could kind of see the process of working on it, and then hopefully in another video I'll show you the final product as well. So let's get started. So when we're gonna first start, we are gonna open here on, let me make sure I'm doing this right. We're gonna open right here on, there we go. So I'm using sort of different screen capture than I have in the past. So you open on the map and you can see the different neighborhoods. There's Pinnacle Bay, Coral Root Forest, and down here you have Crayfish Cove. And these are sort of the main areas that you can select. You have the tabs over here, and right now I've renovated most of my houses, so I don't have a lot. So I'm gonna pick something. So here's the Crayfish Cove houses, or the Crayfish Coast houses, and you can see what's available. There's the waterfront house, house on stilts, flooded summer house, coastal residence. Coral Root Forest has the desolate villa, and then the Pinnacle of suburbs. You've got more than a trailer, compact house, verdant nook, timber house, and great charity mansion. All good choices. I'm looking at this desolate villa here. I like the Coral Root because it has these big ones. Its bright, vast rooms are the definition of this modern villa style. The building includes a garage, a viewing terrace, and plenty of space to arrange to one's liking. Its location deep in the forest guarantees quiet and privacy. And you can see some of the pictures here of what it looks like right now. I quite like the ones in Coral Root because they're relatively modern, and I've enjoyed cleaning them up. They have been some of the ones I've made into spas, ones I've made into sort of more minimalistic landscapes. I think I made one into a hotel. So they're quite nice. So that's a possibility. There's also this coastal residence in Crayfish. This magnificent elevated house includes 2 main floors, a small tower, and an additional entrance room on the ground level. Classic wooden siding, wide porches, and more than 30 stilts in its foundation make it a true gem of seaside architecture. Neglected in recent years, awaits someone who will bring it back to its former glory. This house is quite whimsical. It's kind of a seaside find, and you can see it's in quite a state of disrepair here, and looks like it will have a lot of work to be done, but there's something about it that looks challenging and charming. You can almost smell the sea brine looking at it. So we have to make a decision. I like them both. The Coral Root property is in this verdant woodland, which I quite like. It's kind of brutalist, modern, with big white windows, which I like. Lots of green, azure skies, very mossy, and lots of vines. The coastal residence, right on the water, very cozy, and it has some fun spaces. We could get sort of creative with this place. I think maybe have some fun. I like that tower up at the top, so let's go for this one. Are you sure you want to buy this? 261,000, what a bargain. Where I live, you couldn't get a taco for that much money, I swear. Okay, so we get to go to it. Let's go take a look. So you can kind of see, if you look around, it's a mess, right? So I'm gonna do a little bit of cleaning as we do our initial walkthrough, and usually I go room by room and clean things up, but to give you a sense of kind of the mechanics of how cleanup works, I'm just gonna do some kind of random cleanup, a little bit of a chaotic cleanup all throughout. So down here is just a bathroom. Open that. Wires lying all around. there's just stains on the wall, on the ground. All kinds of... Oh my goodness, what was going on in here? Looks like some squatting. I hope we don't have a black mold problem. Okay. There we go. Now in the game, the story of this particular house is that it is meant to be the community center for the whole surrounding area, and I'm thinking I'd like to do that too. Giant marlin on the wall, as you do. I'll just go down here, and I kind of like to go on through the front. But let's see also. Okay, like that. Just kind of getting the lay of the land. I'm thinking, gotta find a garbage can here. Is this the garbage can? Nope, that didn't go in. When you fill up your garbage bag. Oh, I think I see it. There's the garbage can. There she blows. Okay, gotta open that up. Why won't you open? Move that. Let's try moving it. This doesn't have enough space. Hi, Etienne. You like house flipper too? Yeah, I know. He recommends it. So, anyway, you have to throw away the trash bags. And you have to, once you fill up your trash bag, you have to put in the trash too. In the trash. One more. Right there. Okay. Anyhow, as I was saying, in the sort of story of the game, this is meant to be the community center. I think I'd like to keep it that way. So, I'm gonna try to think of some fun ways that can make this place a worthy community center for the good people of the bay here. Little kitchenette. So this is, the little gun I just used is a versatile little tool. It is a selling, pricing gun. Sort of magically sells things for you, which would be so handy in real life. And it can also do things like, look at the view there, so beautiful. It can also do things like copy and mimic styles and things like that. It's pretty cool. My goodness, just an axe in the table, huh? Some cards, all kinds of stuff. Mold plants. Gotta get those out of the way. Just all these curled up old wallpaper pieces. Not loving the color scheme here either. Kind of olivey umber tones, and try to think of something kind of nicer for this place. It's seaside, to give us maybe something more whimsical. Maybe some pastels. We can maybe ground that with some wood color, some natural woods, maybe something birchy or like a lighter oak color or something. Try to figure out something that's fresh and appealing. Okay, there's just wires and old furniture. So now I'm gonna clean a little bit. Scrub that all up. Get rid of the graffiti or graffito. And spritz it. Isn't it satisfying? I know this game might seem sort of mundane, but I find it just so satisfying to clean it all up. It's kind of amazing to take something that is just such a mess and make it lovely. So when I do the finished product, I'll try to do some before and after shots. Get that. Okay, and I'll scrub that right up. Scrub those ones. Take that down there. There we go. And there. And there. And there too. I find some creative ways to really trash these places. Sometimes you find some really fun little setups that imply, that people were living in the ruins of these old buildings and things. Okay, like that. I don't know if any of you out there enjoy cleaning. I've found that even though when I was younger, like when I was a kid, I obviously did not. These days, I find it quite enjoyable. Oh, I was just trying to vacuum up dirt though. Sometimes you have to figure out which tool is best for which kind of mess. These palettes, you just sell them. There's all kinds of bottles and things like that. Oh, what's gonna be in this tower here? Let's find out. This tower is one of the reasons I liked this place. I don't know what is so inviting about a tower, but especially here, I mean, just look at this beautiful view. So nice, right? Really can't beat that. Little fish scale shingles on the roof. So there's not a lot of space up here, but I bet we can get creative with it. Bet we can. Think of something nice. I'd always want to make it into a secret fort or something. See, sometimes there's stuff like rust that can't be cleaned, and so you have to figure out, okay, how can I manage this mess? But if you think it seems sort of boring to be just cleaning and everything, you might enjoy the design portion of the game if you're a sort of a creative type. I have to say that I was lucky enough to be able to build my own house. Well, I didn't lift a finger, right? I hired people to build my house, but I was able to choose all of the design elements and finishes and all kinds of things. Really, every little detail, which was fun and overwhelming at times, but really, really lovely. And playing House Flipper for so many years, I honestly feel like it really helped equip me to be able to do it well. I've had so much practice now, and this game really lets you try stuff out. Oh, hello, Mr. Frog. Let's put you right there. I'm not gonna sell you. You belong here. You were here first. Some old bed frames. But that said, I think for this house, I just want to try some really silly things. So some of them might work, some of them might not work as well. But I've played so many hours of this game and of the original that I think I'm just gonna go nuts. Just try some really silly, weird things in this house. See what happens. make it kind of a Winchester house or something. Maybe not quite a Winchester house, but we'll make it weird. Let's make it weird. Get rid of cabinets, wardrobe. Get rid of some of these. One thing I learned playing this game a lot, because there are things in the game that will help your overall score in terms of how much money you make selling or reselling the houses. One of those is installations, things like what do you call like radiators. That's not a difficult word. Shouldn't have had to search for that in the old brain. But radiators, and you get much more money if you put radiators in all the rooms. And I was thinking to myself, why radiators though? Why the emphasis on radiators? I don't know anybody except maybe one set of friends who live in a beautiful, like, old Queen Anne house. It's like this beautiful old mansion. They're the only people I know who have, like, exposed radiators in their home. Don't get me wrong, they're totally lovely. The people and the radiators, they add a lot of beauty. Bouncy. There's an old trampoline, so I can't resist jumping on it. Look, there's holes in the walls. That'll have to be fixed. But yeah, the radiators look really lovely and charming, but I didn't understand why this game had such an emphasis on them. However, the developers, Frozen District, I don't think are American. So I'm going to skip ahead now. Sorry. But I'm going to skip ahead so that we can see a little bit more progress. So I've cleaned things up, and now we're going to look at the bathroom. This is the bathroom from a little bit earlier, and it's all cleaned up. Everything's a bit more cleaned up. The trash is out. So I'm going to get rid of this door. Just to conclude my thought from before, though, the developers, I think, are European, and I found out that apparently there's lots of countries where it's still really, really common to have radiators. And just gonna figure out how to get. Oh, okay. And I've traveled a lot. I have friends in lots of countries, but I didn't realize that. But there's apparently still a lot of places where people still have radiators in their homes, and it's very common. So if you have radiators in your house, will you tell me about it? I'm curious to know if this is apocryphal or not, or if this is like just something I read on Reddit. Because, yeah, I'm curious to know how many people actually have radiators in their homes. And if you're American too, do you have radiators in your homes? Is this common? Like, I'm curious. I think they're pretty, and I think they can be really cozy too. So, enough about radiators. Gotta get on with your life. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm prepping this bathroom to be renovated and redecorated. I usually get rid of things like doors, windows, and fixtures to give myself a clean slate. I've rebuilt the wall so I can kind of choose structurally how I want to situate things. Now, one of the reasons I'm choosing to show you a bathroom is not because I love them so much, but because they're pretty straightforward. Especially in this game, there's only so much you can do. There's only so many options. I'm looking at this custom ceramic checkerboard because I want to do something sort of Art Deco here. So let's play with the rotation. Let's play with the size. Okay, so bear with me, because like I said, this is all kind of, I'm going to do something experimental here. But I kind of wanted to do for like this entire thing, for this entire community center, I thought something that had some Art Deco flourishes, kind of like a seaside Art Deco palace, might be fun. Now, we'll see how true to that I am. I'm guessing with the size of this place, with the fact that I'm going to make all of the rooms functionally pretty different, I'm guessing we might deviate from that and really make the thing pretty eclectic, especially just to show off for you some of the different design sensibilities here. But I'm going to walk this here. You can see I have some other finishes here already. This is what I call my finish graveyard. I always have one. I keep all the finishes I use in the entire project in one place so that if I make any mistakes, if I need to redo anything, I have all of the finishes. In the past, I have sold things, finishes, and then come to regret it because I'll realize I still need a little extra in the end. So I know I wanted to do sort of this black and white ceramic checkerboard. I'm making this kind of like a Blade Runner inspired bathroom. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe you'll kind of see when I finish, but so I know this seems very imposing with this black veined marble, but like I said, I'm just having a go. So you go tile by tile. And of course it's so much easier than in real life, but it's quite satisfying. Look at that change. Okay. Ideally, for such a small space, making it this dark can be pretty enclosing, of course. But it's a bathroom. It's not somewhere where people are going to spend a whole lot of time. And it's not a home bathroom, so I feel like it doesn't have to be as inviting. We can keep it a little bit more fancy and, yeah, a little imposing. Okay, gonna be a fancy community center. So take that, walk it out with my other finishes, just so they don't get in the way too much. So let's look. What do I want to do? I'm thinking about the ceiling. There's some bronze tiles here. And these are metallic ones. I like the bronze because it's not too warm and it's not too cool. Now, this may seem crazy, but I'm giving it kind of a bronze ceiling. Again, this seems opulent for a community center bathroom, I'm sure. But that bronze, along with all the marble, I don't know. It seems it's a mood, isn't it? Okay, so we can see. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot going on. Again, in real life, I would have the ability to choose from, all kinds of marbles and all kinds of, variations in the thickness of the veining and things like that. But in House Flipper, you just work with what you have. And honestly, they do such a nice job of updating and providing customization. I'm so thankful to them. I'm so thankful to the people who create games. So here's some sink options. What do you think? This is the Luxeco. The faucet. What if we change the faucet to bronze so that it ties in nicely to the ceiling there? And from underneath, let's see, we've still got that, but we can change the bowl of it a little to ceramic. What do you guys think of the floating sink? Does that work? Is that a little modern? modern for the Deco reference. Why don't we pop it here by the door? Always kind of want to see with height. Is that about right? Yeah, let's say that looks about right to me. Okay, so that's the futuro look secco floating sink. Now let's see, what are we gonna get to go with it? I don't ever want things to be too matchy-matchy, but of course you want things that look sensible together. So there's the toilet. I like kind of this floating minimal toilet again. This is more modern, but what we can do here, if we go into the details, we can once again select this bronze metal, tie it in a bit more. Now, what do we want to do with the top? We could give it marble. No, I think that's way too much. We could do a matte plastic, gray granite, white marble, white terrazzo, cork, no, glossy plastic. I think the matte. And then we could change that to a black. Yes, I think that will do. Why don't we have that there? How high? Like that? Yeah. Okay. So that's floating as well. Okay. Now, I think because this is going to be a public bathroom, we want a nice mirror. Now, let's see, we have the dried-in mirror. This Cardiff mirror, as again, sort of almost chintzy as it is, or tacky. I think I want to try something. You guessed it. I'm gonna make a few changes here. The details will go to a bronze metal. See, I think with how over the top this all is, this might just be right. Let's see, like there. No, we don't want it. If we put it here, because we don't want it right when we come in the door necessarily. Oh, but you don't want it right in front of there, do you? How about, let's try it there. Check your appearance on the way in and out. I guess that is what a lot of people do. Okay. I will say the mirrors in this game I'm sort of dissatisfied with. Now, because this is meant to be sort of a public restroom, I like to sometimes think about, having a little bit of extra privacy just for the toilet. Sometimes women go into the bathroom in groups with their friends. Sometimes you go into the bathroom with your child. So it's nice to have a little privacy wall. If someone's washing up or checking their hair, there's like a little extra privacy wall. And see, this is why I keep my finishes. Because now that I've built a wall, just there and there and there. Let me just see. I am out of it now. The marble, a little bit more, okay. And there, and like that, just like that. And also up top. If only it were so easy in real life, right? Okay. So then we'll put that back there. See? Method to my madness. Whoop. Little piece of scrappy wood that got away. Renegade wood. Okay. So now we have this like little privacy wall. I would love to have some kind of plants in here as a natural pop of color. This pothos plant? I'm not totally sure. They're very pretty. But I'd love to like drape some some greens over it. That's way too much and it's too dull. I wonder if there's anything else though. I think that plants can be such a natural, lovely pop of color. They don't look like they're trying to bring in color. They look like nature has just found a way to prevail, which I quite like. Especially when you have something past its prime, like Art Deco. I mean, I shouldn't say past its prime, but something that's been around for a long time. I like the idea of it almost feeling somehow overgrown, you know? Because it's both preserving and also like the world is moving on. Both things are happening. Let's see here though. I need a mirror to go above the sink still. And again, I'm not completely satisfied with the mirrors they have. Like the thickness of the ring around this one, the border, the size of it. It's not exactly what I would take, but I think it can work. Sometimes I can't get things exactly centered either. That drives me bananas. See if we can get that right. The pop right there. What do we think? Okay. Okay, so let's see now. Architectural elements, doors, windows. Let's look at some windows here. We have these rounded, McKinley. It's kind of arched ones, 4 by 8, 4 by 8, 3 by 7, 4 by 5, 3 by 8, 3 by 5, 3 by 7, 3 by 6, McKinley. I wonder, sometimes the way the windows can kind of fit and not fit into place can be a bit tricky. Not always totally consistent how they will fit or not. Let's see. But I wonder. Let's see, that's the 3 7, 3 6. I had that one a little further in. In sort of like the Deco era, you would see nice use of like arches. I really like that. There's a certain kind of drama and elegance with like a nice arched entry, a nice arched window, a nice arched doorway. Because a lot of times you would have a lot of great height in a space and it would help accentuate and also add a lot of levels and layers to a room. But kind of a port window is an obvious nautical nod. We can decide if we want the mountain bars. Mountain bars? I never know. What if we did it not without them? Driftwood, ebony, kind of, I think black, so that we're not raking against the marble too much. We did it. We would want to do it high up, because in a bathroom you want, like a transit window or something, just something that's gonna let in light, but still maintain privacy. So let's have it up there. I'll get some light, but not sacrificing privacy. Okay. And now you know where we're going. Down the hall. Grab some of that marble and just pop it there, like that. Okay. So we've got the black marble, the kind of black window. Nice and simple. And now, let's see. If we look at lights, this is another, another space where I'm excited for them to get some new lights. There's not a lot. There's just not a lot. And I love light fixtures. I think a light fixture can add so much drama, so much coziness to a room. So this is the lead test. Now, I think a little sconce light could be really charming here. And it has a little bit of that ribbed glass that's very kind of old world. And I'm adding a little bit of a mint color just to see what it does. Oh, yeah, so the ribbed glass, giving it just a tiny bit of a mint tint, little mint tint, because pastels were used in sort of unexpected ways. You would sometimes see pastels and pops of pink and blue and things like that, breaking up the more austere blacks, whites, metal tones. And I'm wondering if something like that could work if we put it maybe here. I don't know. The jury is still kind of out on all of this, but I'm just testing right now. Just testing ideas. I like the idea of a little sconce there. Could really warm things up a bit, but I'm not sure. It's all running a little bit too tacky in here. But we're having fun. Well, I'm having fun. Okay, so these are the Alitas ceiling lamps. Like I said, I don't always like to group things together matchy-matchy, but there aren't a ton of options. However, let's see if we try this bronze. And what style do we like? Yeah. So this is quite vexing to me. I don't know how to adjust the length of the down rod. If anybody knows a way to adjust the length of the down rod, please let me know, because it's, like I said, it's vexing to not be able to, there's no option to do so. Sometimes, just like with a ceiling fan, with a light fixture, in different rooms, you're going to want a different length of down rod. So, nonetheless, get rid of that. You know what I just realized a moment too late? I wonder if I want to change style of the light fixture with the long down rod, if I could just change the style of the pre-existing one. I'll have to try that in the future. Okay. Now I'm gonna look up light switch. So got light switch odds and ends. Kind of a simple one. Light switch Ethan, Olivia. So that one's a little bit classier, I think. Change style, and you know what I'm gonna do? Bronze it up. Pop that right there. One thing that's kind of fun in this game is you actually wire up the light switches. At first, when they introduced this feature, I thought it would be kind of a hassle. Now I quite enjoy it. Get rid of that old light switch. Okay, so it is, let's see here. So that's Olivia. Now, door. So, okay. Here's some interior doors. Whitney. It's kind of pretty. I think with the little bars that could work. Again, still not very many door options. If you go to play the old House Flipper 1, there are so many more options. However, I will say this one gives you many more customization options. Here are all of these color palettes, all of the material palettes, all of the handle choices. Flip that around. Those are all unique to this game. Ooh, I'm not a big fan of wedge. Let's not do wedge. It always reads a wee bit purple to me. Okay. I don't know. The wood, the natural wood with this, with how black and white it is in here though. This is difficult. With doors, the difficult thing is they are going to merge the inside of the room with the outside of the room, right? So they have to kind of marry the two things together. That can be difficult. It's thresholds, right? Real quick, let's look at some planters and things, pots and stands and things like that. It looks like a fox. Some of these are silly, more classic. Plant pot, stand for plants. Little kitty cat, stands, plant pot. Lark. That looks sort of Grecian. It's too small though. Some of those neoclassical elements would work in the Art Deco era, but I like the height of this. The base. Okay. Let's see if we can get this kind of a scancer like that. Can we get it to just... Okay, there we go. And then what are we going to put in our pot? This useful pot to put things in. Okay, well we're not going to put a full tree. Tall, maybe something tall. Okay, so these cattails I think would be nice. Again, we're close to the beach. They have a nice sense of height to them. So I think that could be really lovely. So I think that they work. Bringing a little bit of the outside in. And yeah, I like the height that they bring. And they introduce just a little bit of color. There we go. Maybe pull that out just a little bit so they don't clip into the wall. Okay. Now, it's still a little bit bare. I don't love the art options necessarily. They don't have great pictures and things in this game either. Now, one thing they tried to do was make it, let's see about maybe another a plant holder for the wall instead. They tried to give you an option to upload your own photos and things, which I think is a great idea. However, mine works really, really inconsistently. I got it working for a mere moment and was able to upload some of my own pictures, and I used them in this really cool spa design I did, which I liked a lot. Then there was an update and suddenly I can't upload any of my own pictures, even though I follow the exact directions and exactly what I did before. So gotta stand on the, there we go. Let's see how that is. Might have to change the height of that. Yeah, I think I might make a few tweaks in here. Maybe this here and there, and I don't know. I'm not fully satisfied with the with the way this bathroom is coming out. Let's add a couple little small details though. We need a towel rack. Put that in the middle and okay. So we'll get a towel rack there. And then we'll need a towel. This one, don't worry, I'm not going to use that print. We'll keep it kind of simple in style. Let's get that to go on if we can. Can be kind of tricky. You recalcitrant little thing. Go. Go, go. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Okay. And then one more thing. Trying to see if that would be one on that side, 1, 2, 3 on that side. The grid that they have in this one is really nice. You can kind of get a better idea of how things fit. Okay, and then change that. Right down there, okay. And then put that right there, just like that. Okay, and then we're gonna need right here. That was perfect, just popped right on. Good. And then I think soap. Soap dispenser, Nubo. And there, that's nice. I think maybe let's keep this one black. Like that. Okay. Just a couple details taken care of. Okay, I think I need a little bit of time to think on this one. I'm not feeling horribly in love with it, so I'm gonna take a little time to think on it. So now we're gonna jump ahead to looking at the outside a little bit, okay? So this is the outside as it is right now. Very colorful. I had started to think about running with a whimsical aspect of it, and I started doing these kind of teal trim all the way around. I have decided to go for something a little bit more sophisticated. So I think I want to do a different kind of surface finish, make it a little fresher, a little bit more modern. Panels, let's look at that. Is it in panels? So we could do cool wood, driftwood, ebony, stained walnut, European walnut, light wedge, stained birch, would be pretty, polished wood, which is custom or a glossy custom, painted wood, stained pine is really pretty, damaged old dirty wood, stained elm, American ash, stained beech panels, red beech panels, light beech, stained chestnut. Let's look at that for a second. It's like a neutral. I think that's close to what's there. I'm trying to match it to kind of restore this. So, yeah, there we go. For now, I'm going to kind of try to get it back to where it was. And then in the end, we'll see. But yes, I just, after a couple things, maybe it's this stained pine. Let's compare. It's too late, isn't it? Is that too dark, though? That's a better fit. Yes? Okay. Better fit. So, yeah, I started painting these not realizing you can't paint the full poles. There's going to be wood, I think, that's going to be exposed here. So I am going to go with a more natural look. And I have some thoughts. But the first thing I really need to do is just cover it all up. So sometimes I make costly mistakes. And they cost time and they cost money. But I suppose that's what happens when you really flip houses, right? You have to sometimes just eat the cost and the time and redo things. So, but I just really, again, not super satisfied. Some projects for me will have like a very strong image of how I want to work. I'm just duplicating these panels, by the way. Pretty cool how that works. We'll do this side like that. This side like that. This one like that. And that. There. Sometimes I'll know exactly what I want to do, and it will come together quite quickly. Sometimes I want to just experiment a bit. And this house is so big and sort of strange, but I really just wanted to enjoy trying things out with it. The outdoor spaces are especially tough with these beach properties because, as you can see, they're quite surrounded by other properties. The coral root forest ones I think are fun to do because the outsides are nice, they're ample, and the borders are well defined and they're secluded. Personally, I just love my neighbors. Actually, I have wonderful neighbors where I live and I would not trade them, but I also kind of love seclusion as well. So let's see. I spent some time living in Joshua Tree in Southern California for just for a few months, and that was such a wonderful experience. I lived like really almost off the grid. The road I lived on wasn't actually a road, it was just dirt. I had to go into town 20 minutes just to get my mail. It was really neat. I quite enjoyed that time. So I kind of like both, being around wonderful people, but also being secluded. I think most people are like that. I think most of us have sort of both propensities or preferences. I wonder if you do too. I'm guessing probably, although there are some people who really staunchly are one way or the other, either needing to be around people. I have one of my best friends, such a people person. She's just so delightfully energized by the presence of other people, and I think living out at Joshua Tree would have driven her bonkers, actually. But I wonder how it is for you. So, like this, there, like that. Oh, there's a little bit just buried in the sand. And there, and like that. That on these posts. And go right over here. I can dash over just like that. This again might seem kind of laborious to some of you. I like to play this game while I listen to like a podcast or something. Kind of a nice way to unwind, right before bed or something. There we go. Like that. And right there. We're getting there. Just about done with that. And there. But I end up feeling like these places I make are somehow, they end up feeling, I don't know, it feels like I'm still kind of learning, and I've learned so much about like different wood types, construction techniques, things like that. fun. And it's fun with things like this, coming up with little projects, imagining not just playing the game the way it was meant to be played, which is like trying to resell the houses for as much as you can. I think we're all done. Looks like it. Good. But yeah, I like to not just imagine, reselling these houses for as much as I can, but imagine like what kind of, I don't know, what kind of cafes, what kind of hotels, what kind of spas, what kind of P&Bs I can make for people. I try to just get creative. Now, for the outside, let's look. We have neutral woods, custom colorways. We could do like a painted wood. Let's see, do we want something like that? That's kind of pretty. I'm looking for something white, and then this is how we can add a cut pattern. So we can do something hexagonal, we can do something more traditional, we can do something a little bit more modern. There's like a herringbone pattern, checkerboards, but I think I'm gonna go with, since it is like a coastal vibe, I'm just gonna go with, kind of a traditional coastal siding, so straight across. Let's make it look pretty deep. Almost, like not quite like a shiplap effect, because I think that's been pretty overdone, but give a little bit of depth to the spaces in between. Then which way do we want the siding to face? I think we want it to go along. So let's see, we'll have our custom wood, and this is the painted wood panels, custom color wood. These are $569 for a packet. So we're gonna put our palette down, okay, and start. There we go. So you can kind of see, you're gonna start making it pretty. So this is a bit more like straightforward than the purple. So I'm gonna put some up here, there, like that. I think that the white won't be as much personality as the purple, but I think it will look really fresh and pretty, and I think it will let the architecture of the house stand out on its own. It's kind of a strange house. It doesn't really need to be a strange color, does it? Not that there's anything wrong with it. I kind of love like lilac, lavender colors. So pretty. So you can see in the kitchen a little bit, a sneak peek, but I've been working on it there. Grab some more surface finish, like that. Put some there and there. Oh, we have missed a little spot right there. It gets a little tricky. We'll have to figure out what to do with this sort of surround right out here. And these lights are kind of strangely positioned. Shut that. Probably don't need the garbage can anymore. I think I took out all the trash. I'm gonna get rid of this door because that red color wood is not my favorite, and I don't think it's gonna look nice with the white. It's just too warm. You can see all my finishes there. So, yeah, there's, let's see here. Gonna keep going here. And then another sneak peek in there to something I've been working on for the main room in there. Soon all will be revealed. Even that tiny little spot hiding right there behind the column. Okay, so let's back up. Kind of see the difference there on the bottom with the white, the kind of clean white, and see how that's looking. Let's see here. Okay, look at the paint. Now my idea is to try this black trim. I cannot paint the columns. Okay, that's alright, I can work with that. Some things they let you paint, and some things they don't. So I have the option of selling them, so that's one thing I could try. But for now, let's just see. Why don't I do a little bit more of the side before I decide? Okay, so like here, there, just covering up that lilac color, which again, I love. I really love lilac, but it's just not, I think with the house being as kind of already non-standard as it is, just takes away from it a little. Okay, I'm just kind of seeing what I can do. These I could, let's see, I could get rid of them. I wonder, I don't think I can paint them. I suppose there's a possibility I could change their style, though. I have to think. I think that, you know, you can kind of see here the difference between, again, like the bottom with the white and then the top with the, you know, with the kind of purple lilac color and the teal color. I think simplicity will be good to kind of tame the overall insanity of the architecture. So I shouldn't say insanity, the inspiration, the creativity. Let's see, there's nothing wrong with a little insanity anyway. There we go, and take that and paintbrush. Okay, so let's just see though what happens when I start to paint over the kind of teal with just some really nice graphic black. Oh, stretch that out. You can see that you can stretch that. Hi, Etienne. Etienne is with us, by the way, so you might hear some purring and a little bit of that meowing and stuff. So if you hear some little noises and things, he's been mulling around. So I'm trying this black because I want to see if the black will kind of add like a nice layer of, or not a layer, but I want to see if the black will give it kind of a more graphic look. And So I'm hoping that it will also nicely set off the white. Here, buddy, come here. You're bumping the microphone. You're bumping the microphone. Okay. Sorry, you might hear some cat purrs. Okay. So we're gonna just like that. Okay. So we're gonna be like this. So, oh no, you're a silly boy. Okay. And then, oh, I can't quite get this little bit. That is frustrating. That's okay. I'll figure it out. Sometimes I just come back to something if it's not really working. Nope. That's alright. We'll just do this long portion right here. You can really reach a long way. I like the disembodied paint roller. Look at how far I can go. If you see it up in the air, there's like hot air balloons up there. This is quite charming. And then right there, kind of gotta paint that part. Okay, and then I do quite like the way the black is looking. Etienne does too. Like that, and then here too. All the way down. Let's see how far we can reach. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Look at it. You can paint forever. My goodness. And a little bit more painting. All the way like that. All the way to the end. I'm gonna see if I can do this little nubbin. Still no, huh? Cannot get that little nubbin. Speaking of nubbins, this thing here needs to be demolished. Like that. I must have built something inside that kind of clipped through the roof. So I'll just fix that right up. Okay, so I'm gonna just paint a couple more bits of the trim for you. And then I think that's probably quite enough work for all of us today. I think we've all earned some rest and relaxation from all of our hard work on this community center. Which none of us are getting paid for, mind you. So, good job, all of us. I think it's gonna come together so nicely, and I so appreciate you guys working on it with me. I am going to keep working on the house, the community center. When it is all done, I will let you guys see it. If you enjoy this kind of video, I'd be happy to do 3 parts. Otherwise, I'll just do 2 parts, before and after kind of thing. But either way, thank you so much for joining me, helping me, and just spending some time together. I hope you have a great day, and yeah. Let's look at the lighthouse.